Alright guys, welcome back. It's Veritas here, and in this video I'll be teaching Afrobeat arrangement, everything that you need to know. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you've not done that already. Alright, so without wasting much time, let's jump right into it. Alright, so for Afrobeat, what you want to do first is start off with a keyboard, probably a pad. In this case, I have my shakers. There are two of them here. I have my snare, I have my guitar, my pads, my marimba, and another guitar. What you want to do is ensure that it's as solemn as possible. Try not to start off with the kick. Most people start off with their kick, but I don't normally do that. So this is the sample beat. Okay, so you will notice that I've made a lot of space, and this keeps the listener expecting the beat. And I've also removed the bass because it's something that the listener has to expect too. Okay, so okay, so some producers actually remove the snare entirely on the intro. If I were to remove it, this is what it will sound like. Okay, but in this project, I think I need it to give that tempo of how the beat is going to go. So just before the beat drops, you want to put your tag. This is my tag in this case, and you want a drum roll to usher in the beat. So first and foremost, before we proceed, I need to talk about how it's actually done. Most songs have, in fact, all songs should have an intro. So this is the intro. Then some songs have a pre-chorus. In this case, this is the pre-chorus. And then this is the chorus. And then this is verse 1. This is the chorus again. This is verse 2. And then probably if there's a hook or something, it can come in this region. Then finally, this is the outro. You can tell. So what you need to take note of is in the pre-chorus, you want to remove some essentials, keeping the listener guessing. And then in the chorus, you want to make sure you bring everything in so that it will be full and it will sound complete. All right, so that's that for that. Most choruses have just in intro, probably one verse, the chorus, and then it goes away. But some have two verses, like in this particular case. So you must ensure that in the verse you remove some major instruments so that it will make space in the track so that we can hear exactly what the artist is saying. Okay, so your tag stays here, and then towards the end you can choose to bring back your tag. It's not really necessary, but if you want to, you can. So let me play what I have so that you can take a listen. End of pre-chorus, chorus. Notice how I took the bass away. and then the verse comes in. Verse 1, that is. So there's something that most people don't do, and I think is very, very necessary, and that is fading out the volume. And one way to do that is come over to the mixer track, then this region, left click and say create automation clips. So when it does that, you're going to see something like this. All you need to do is left click on this region and then drag this side down. But you don't want it to end sharply like this. So you can raise this region so that you have this curved shape. Sorry, if you want it to end from this region, you can also left click and then drag this region. But obviously nobody wants their song to end from here. So I think this is the perfect point to do that. So some people overlook this part, but I think it's very, very necessary. So if you have any other questions, leave them in the comments and I'll be there to respond. But ensure that whenever you're arranging your Afrobeat, you want to make space for the intro, the pre-chorus, the actual chorus, the verse, maybe back to, in some cases, they go back to the pre-chorus, the chorus again, and then verse 2. So however you want to arrange, whatever works for you is fine. Just ensure, remember that there are no rules to these things. Do whatever you like. This is just a basic guide on how it's done. You should know where to place your tag. It's just before the pre-chorus and probably towards the end in the outro or something. Okay, so don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you've not done that already, and I'll see you on the next one. It's Varutins here. Peace out.